Welcome to the Brand Wise podcast, where we talk about the big branding moves that business owners are making and the why behind it. I'm your host, Jess Freeman, here to help you be wise and be bold. I'm not chasing seven figures. I'm not scaling to the moon. And I'm not interested in building a business that feels like it's trying to compete at a high school popularity contest. I've opted out on purpose. And today's episode is a little different. It's kind of like a rant and a love letter all in one. Because lately I have been thinking a lot about this idea of being an ordinary business owner, not a household name, not an 8-figure coach, not a viral content machine, just someone who is really good at what they do, doing it sustainably, quietly, and intentionally. And I've been thinking about this because I'm tired of being underestimated. I didn't build this business to impress strangers on the internet. I built it to do work that I love on my terms. And I'm really tired of people acting like a business isn't quote unquote real unless it's making $1 million or $500,000. That it's not real if it doesn't have funnels and viral content run by a 12-person team and somehow also giving you a 6-figure vacation budget. I'm not viral. I don't have a team of 14 assistants and a biz ops manager. I don't want to even be a boss or manager. I want to do the work I love with full creative control and be able to take a vacation without writing a training manual first so that my team can handle everything. I'm building a business that fits me. And it's not small because I'm settling. I actually posted something on Threads the other day that got a lot of attention. And I said, I have less than 5,000 followers on Instagram, fewer than 400 email subscribers, but I'm on track to make over $200,000 this year, gross, not net. I've had a client wait list since 2014. And I have paid myself a consistent salary every dang month since I went full time in 2014. But in the eyes of the internet, I'm still just an ordinary business owner. So that was all my Threads post. Uh, and I know I was just talking about that I don't go viral, but that post did kind of go viral-ish. And by viral, I mean like the 20,000 views. But being an ordinary business owner, I think is the best. We are constantly surrounded by messages that say you need to grow bigger, scale faster, hire a team, create passive income, build a funnel, write a book, host a retreat, post 3 times a day, and, optimize your bio every single week. And if you're not doing all of that, it typically feels like you're behind, you're small, or you're not doing business, quote unquote, right. But I want to remind you that you can be making $85,000 a year and be thriving. You can work 3 days a week, serve 10 clients a year, and be a wildly successful business owner. You can not go viral, not be on TikTok, not be aiming for world domination, and still be living a deeply fulfilling life and running a very impactful business. Now, I'm not against growth. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make more money. I want to make more money too. I want to be well compensated for the work that I do, the value I bring, the years that I've spent honing my craft. But I'm not going to chase 7 figures if it costs me my sanity, my time with my family, or my love for this work. I'm not going to sacrifice everything just so someone on the internet thinks my business is worth admiring or that my business is worth being on a stage. And it's easy to glamorize the big revenue numbers, but what we don't talk about enough is the cost that is sometimes associated with those numbers. The lost time, the stress, the pressure to perform, the debt that no one mentions that some of these people are bringing in, causing, the giant team that they have to manage, the way the business becomes more of a machine and not a joy. Being ordinary doesn't mean boring. It doesn't mean basic. It really means being real, being intentional, sustainable. It means your business doesn't demand every ounce of energy just to survive. It means you're not managing a 7-person team just to take home the same paycheck you did 3 years ago. It means you don't need to be scaled to be respected. There's been many times that I've been talked to like I'm a toddler. Like, "Oh, good for you. Yet see you still have a good business." As if I'm not the real deal, as if I've settled. Like I'm just playing business. So, I'm reclaiming the word ordinary because honestly, most of the business owners that I admire, that I love, they're not the ones on stages or in Forbes list. They're the ones doing really good work, taking care of their clients, showing up consistently, making thoughtful decisions, getting paid, taking time off, sleeping, saving money, but they're not shouting about it. And I think they should be. Being ordinary is not something to escape. It is something to embrace. And that Threads post I mentioned earlier, like I said, it hit a nerve. I had hundreds of comments from people who feel exactly the same way. They've been in business for years, they're paying themselves, supporting their families, thriving, but they still feel a little invisible in this online space that treats ordinary like it's a failure. I mean, people were saying things like, finally, someone normal around here. I'm so over all the gurus and celebrity founders. I want to hear from people like me. And this is what I needed to hear. I thought I was the only one. So I wanted to share something with you. Yes, I wanted to talk about just being an ordinary business owner, but I'm also hosting the Ordinary Summit this fall. Now, this is a heads up a few months in advance. So you don't necessarily have to sign up today, but I am so excited about this because I'm bringing together a lot of ordinary voices. And I think it's going to be really fun and really refreshing. It's going to be 2 days. We're going to only hear from the ones who have small audiences, the ones maybe who are still working part-time, the ones who run lean, intentional, human-first businesses without all the flash and the formulas and the huge funnels. And this isn't just 101 advice like how to start a business. It's going to be for people who've been in business for 5, 10 years. Like what's working behind the scenes, what feels messy, but it keeps the lights on. This is not for celebrity founders. It's for the rest of us. So if you have ever felt too small for the business world, but too successful for, the newbies, this is your space. I do have a wait list open. Again, like I haven't even finalized speakers as I'm recording this, but there's a wait list if you're like, oh my gosh, sign me up. There's a link in the show notes. Come join us. And remember, the ordinary doesn't mean less than. It means sustainable, grounded, and that you're doing things in a way that works for your life. I'm not a girl boss. I'm not a seven-figure case study. I am an ordinary business owner, just like you. Are you a squiggle or a square? Go to justcreatives.com/quiz to find out where your brand ends up and find out what a square or squiggle even means. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to leave a review or share it on Instagram and tune in next week for another episode.